Hi, my name is James. I've been looking after the Rotary conference website, Oxford 2022, since around about July, actually a little bit earlier because we didn't have a conference per se in 2021. We had a virtual event instead. So I've had the use of the website and management of the website for quite a while. And I'm looking after the marketing and social media aspects of Oxford 2022, and I'm also doing something on the day itself around the AV. So this video, if you're watching this video, you've either volunteered or been volunteered to manage the website, be the webmaster, look after social media and that sort of thing, or you're leading the team of people who are responsible for that activity in the next conference, whichever it was. This video will be talking about, you'll hear me talk about Oxford 2022. I'm recording this in January 2021. No, I'm recording this in January 2022, sorry. That was a slight flip. This video is really to talk about the email and distribution lists that I set up for the Rotary 1090 conference website. And there's various references to the emails, the email addresses themselves throughout the website itself, and I'll come to those in a second. So to access the email in the back end and the distribution list, to add a distribution list, to manage those distribution lists, you need to go to the cpanel.rotary1090conference.org email address, use the credentials which we sent separately to log in. This does give you administrator access to the entire site and all of the domains that are managed through GoDaddy. So be careful what you do when you do it. It's very easy to make a mistake and it will take the whole thing down. So please be careful when you're clicking around here. To go into the emails, you need to go to email, which is this one here. Now there's two types of email addresses. There are forwarders, and which are distribution lists for any rest for that purposes, and there are email accounts. We'll start with the email accounts, and this is a mailbox in essence. So we have the hello@rotary1090conference.org email address. That goes into a mailbox. Any messages sent to that email address go into a mailbox, and they can be accessed from this system here. You'll see the other email addresses that are listed, so we won't talk about those. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hop in. We're going to check the email. So it's very easy. You go in here and you can see the email addresses, email messages coming through for various bits and pieces. Now I also have it set up in my Outlook. It's easy enough to, if you know the username and password, the username being hello@rotary1090conference.org, and the password will be shared afterwards. It's easy enough to set that up as a mailbox in your Outlook if you prefer. And then you have the ability to send email messages as that email address. So you can send from hello@rotary1090conference.org. So yeah, this is effectively a mailbox. Shouldn't be too unfamiliar to your average IT user. You can see we've had a couple of messages come in fairly recently, including one from today, which we'll look at later on. And I've set up some folders. These are auto rules that operate in my Outlook, my own personal Outlook around Rotary Village, registrations, the main email address, that sort of thing. So you can send an email from this email address using the compose option, or as I say, you can use your Outlook if you prefer, and so on. There are contacts and there is a calendar, but to be honest, I don't use it. We've never had a reason to use it. I suppose you could use it if you wanted to, for one reason or another, but we have not had the reason to use it for this particular event itself. Another way to access the email directly, if you prefer not to go through the administration side of the website itself of GoDaddy, if you feel not feeling brave enough, which is fair enough, is to go to webmail. hello@rotary1090conference.org. It helps if I can type. There we go. And you'll get the same prompts for login, he says, hopefully. There we go. And you'll be able to type in your email address being hello@rotary1090conference.org and the password, which is auto-populated. So, and you log in and you'll go straight into the same screen that we saw earlier, just now. And then you'll be able to write emails, read emails, file them on the miscellaneous, do whatever you want to do with them. So that's the inbox, that's the mailbox for hello@rotary1090conference.org. If we just take a step back, or we go back to the C panel here, what this is, we also have the ability to set up forwarders. So forwarder, as I was saying, is another name for a distribution list. So you'll see here we have, where are we now? So we have a few that are set up here. We have Rotary Village at rotary1090conference.org, which goes to Maya's email address, which is the Rotary Village email address. We have the registrations email address, which goes to Colin and also Niall, who are currently operating in the registrations roles. Colin is the treasurer, Niall is our registrations officer for Oxford 2022. You have production at, which goes to myself and Matt Loffman, and Matt's our stage manager, and so on. To add a forwarder, you click on Add Forwarder, and then you can say select rotary1090conference.org as the domain. There are others available, so just make sure that's selected, otherwise it won't work. And then you can put in a demo. So this is the bit before the @ symbol. I'm just typing demo for now. And then you say, where does it get sent to? So it can get sent to my own email address or any other email address you want. john.smith@demo.org, whatever it might be. And you click on Add Forwarder. No reason to go into the advanced options. They are there if you want to have a look, but I've never needed to change them or even have a look at them properly. If we go back, you'll now see that forwarder has been set up. Demo@rotary1090conference.org is set to go to john.smith@demo.org. And if you wanted to run if you wanted to delete a forwarder, you can just delete it. And that is probably the best way to adjust these, to be honest, is to delete them one by one and then restart, because you can make it any email address you wish. It could be coffee@rotary1090conference.org, or it could be speakers@rotary1090conference.org, and that could go to anybody you wish. Because it's just forwarded, the email just gets forwarded on. Now it's important to remember that when you receive an email from that address, from someone else who sent an email to that address to say, for example, registrations at, when you respond to that person, you're responding from your own personal email. So that then makes that available to the sender. But aside from that, it does, and that's the same as a distribution list. You basically, it's the same concept. So rather than using the mailbox where you're able to send and receive emails from using the hello@rotary1090conference.org email address. Right, I think that covers everything. We have the various forms which are on the website are set up. The main one being the registrations form. Any emails that come in and out are set to be sent from registrations@rotary1090conference.org, and then so it appears as if it's coming from that address. And then any time anyone wants to send an inquiry regarding registrations to contact Niall, for example, we use the registrations at email address. So that it's just a case of adjusting this in the background every year if the next person comes along, a new person comes along and wants to use a different email address. Hopefully that made sense. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The links to all the websites I've been using today are all in the articles below. Hopefully it makes sense, yeah. And enjoy.